Randy Orton, we don't know who his opponent's going to be. I imagine we're either finding out Friday or possibly, maybe it's a Cody Seth sort of situation where he finds out when he's standing in the ring who his opponent's going to be. But I did have a good bit of intrigue there, Maddie, when Randy talking to Nick Aldis, and he's like, if you don't make my WrestleMania match, I fear for what's going to happen to Mickey James, who is obviously his real life partner. And I said, ooh, baby. We went real personal real quick, and it immediately triggered for me with Chris Van Vliet and him asking Nick Aldis, like, hey, would you consider wrestling again? And he's like, well, right spot, right time. I can't think of a more right spot, a more right time than out there, WrestleMania, Randy Orton. Personally, that's who I'm hoping it is. What do you think?
Yeah, dude. I think that sets up perfect for a guy who is a very polished wrestler. We've seen him with a promo. He's damn near the GM of SmackDown. So it shows you he can talk and he can work. He was a TNA world champion. I think was it TNA or NWA? I can't remember.
I think it was NWA.
Yeah, big time match here could be. I don't think Aldis has to win, but just getting your first taste of WrestleMania against Randy Orton, this is a big time moment for Nick Aldis if he gets the call. I think it's perfect for either Nick Aldis or you have a returning superstar or somebody who's recently signed maybe. My only prayer is it's not my ex-tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. Which is sad. Dude, who could it be? Is it going to be Nick Aldis' first WrestleMania match?
Yeah, Solo had not crossed my mind. Now, there's been reports out there, and I don't know if anything is for sure confirmed, but apparently Rusev, has been rumored to have re-signed with WWE. I don't know how much what Rusev versus Randy Orton really does for you. I think Rusev would probably get a pretty decent pop, but do you want him losing to Randy Orton? Do you want Randy Orton losing to Rusev? Probably not, right? Same thing with Aleister Black, and I think they're both kind of in that same tier, the same conversation. I think they're both better saved for the SmackDown or the Raw after WrestleMania, personally. And so it's like, okay, well, who else is kind of left? They got snubbed that we talked about. Is there someone that really, really fits there with Randy? Man, I don't know what condition Aldis is in. I think he said he's ready, but to me, that I would be excited for it. And to your point, he doesn't have to win.
Yeah, and I think it almost gives him more by just seeing him in ring. Everybody's already conditioned to seeing him, especially stepping in the ring with Randy Orton. And you do have Mickey James, which is a cool little throwback that maybe she could come out with him. Maybe he could RKO her, kind of bring back that, Viper. There's so much meat on the bone with this storyline if they really want to go that route.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I was going to say her in the crowd, but her coming out and being there and, Randy eyeing her up for either an RKO or a punt or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of in on that. Now I hope for it even more. I hadn't even considered her being out there for the match itself. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's not Aldis, who you got another name?
I don't think you need if it's not him, I don't think Sami Zayn can really, you don't need there's not enough heel Orton necessarily to put this as a throw together WrestleMania match, I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a little odd for Sammy to be the one taking Kevin's place, especially since how their feud played out. Because it's not like they're buddies anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's just, it's a weird spot because Orton is such a over baby face.
Yeah.
That there's Aleister Black or Rusev, it just doesn't fit, I don't think. So I think, or a Jeff Hardy even, I think you got to go Aldis here.
Oh, I didn't even consider somebody from TNA because of the crossover.
Yeah, but that's a whole new who's got the history with them? That's another thing.
Yeah. That's not a bad call though. I just hadn't considered TNA, but it would need to be somebody with some sort of name value that's already tied into WWE, a nickname or something like that. But I don't think it has the
maybe say his name and he appears.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm kind of in on Joe Hendry.
What a moment that would be for him. Holy crap.
I mean,
Just
if you can't get to Cena, Randy Orton's a hell of a number 2 to
oh
get
my
to at
god! For your
WrestleMania.
first Mania, you just get thrown into with Randy Orton. Wouldn't even have to be
Okay.
like a minute match. Like just getting that spotlight, that shine with the Viper. Oh my god,
Okay, that's my number 2 choice. You solidified that. I had not
that'd be
considered.
crazy.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, man, I hadn't considered TNA, and
no.
that's a good one. Okay, if it's not Aldis, I want some Joe Hendry.